Do we have too much government?
We need to put people ahead of corporate profits.
This system is so lopsided.
This threat is a real threat to democracy.
And I think that's really important. That's something we haven't been doing in this country for a long time.
Where do you start? What do you do? How do you do it?
Access to Democracy and other Eagan community television programming is supported by Thomson Reuters, makers of Westlawn Next and based in Eagan. Through Westlawn Next and other innovative online services, Thomson Reuters is the world's leading source of intelligent information for businesses and professionals. Online at thomsonreuters.com. And by U.S. Federal Credit Union, the member-owned financial institution offering service, value, and experience you can trust to the greater Twin Cities community.
Welcome back to the food portion of Access to Democracy. I'm your host, Alan Miller, and we have such good smells in this studio right now that I can't stand it. The gentleman who's sitting with me, Ramon Ruiz, this is his third trip here. We have, by way of disclosure, become very close. I call him my other brother. And he is the American success story. Ramon was the executive chef of Buca restaurant for a number of years. They used to send him all around the country, the Buca chain, and he trained other chefs. About 3 years ago, he had the opportunity to take over a location here in Eagan, where 2 Italian restaurants had failed, and he's in there. I cannot tell you how difficult it is to get into Andiamo restaurant. You have to fight your way in, you have to have a reservation, because the food is not only excellent, but certainly the service is great, and we'll talk about some of those things with Ramon. Next thing I knew, that was 3 years ago.
Correct.
A few months ago, a second Andiamo opened in Owatonna. Same story. People are flocking to it, fighting their way to get in, really. Coming back to Eagan, he's now expanding the restaurant that he only opened 3 years ago and taking on an adjoining location so that by this summer it'll be even larger. Ramon, welcome back. How do you do it?
Thank you very much for having me here again, Alan. I think the key is just to be dedicated and work hard every day, and don't be scared to take opportunities as they come. Right now, we, like you said, we opened in Owatonna about 5 months ago, and it's going very well. And the opportunity here in Eagan came too soon, but we cannot pass it. We're spending, hopefully in a month and a half, we are adding more seats to the Eagan location, just to accommodate, big groups that we cannot do right now. And
like a party room or something like that?
We call them a party, banquet room, and it's gonna get connected with the existing bar that we have right now. We're trying to get all these people waiting, like you mentioned in the beginning, they wait too long in the front. We want to have a little more space to accommodate them, and things are working on our side very well at this point, so we're going to take the risk and get it done.
Fortunately, you have a very large family, so that you, I know, are running back and forth from location to location, but your son Ricky has been down in Owatonna shepherding that, and up here your stepson Tommy
Yes.
when you're not here, and he does a good job.
These guys are really working shoulder to shoulder with us, including my wife Lulu. She works.
Who wouldn't come into the interview today, but she's sitting out in the
She's
control
waiting for
room
me
watching.
outside. Yes, but running back and forth, trying to get the kids in the school and all the stuff done that you need to be doing at home, and it's a lot of work. She is helped here in Eagan because the driving to Owatonna is a little far. Anything the kids need, we cannot be over there.
Now, how long were you with Buca?
16 and a half years.
And you worked your way up to executive chef, so that you were in charge of really the meals, the recipes, the menu.
Yes, we did a lot of menu trainings in that location where I was working for the 16 and a half years. And I went to, Chicago, Orlando, Las Vegas, and I did a lot of change menus and training a lot of managers, chef, even CEOs. I did a lot of training, so I built up my experience. There was a great deal for me to learn all that.
And the training is so important, which shows, and I can speak for having been in both restaurants, that the crew really knows what its job is, how to do it, and how to treat the customers, which is very important.
Well, our goal is, when we open the first location here, coming from a very high volume business, though my expectations in here were really high, and to see the service that I want to see, it was hard to get to the level. We don't get there yet, but we're working on it. Service, to me, has got to go with the good food that we put on the tables, and just spend a lot of time, watching that piece in the restaurant, greeting customers. And
we're going to show some of this good food in a few minutes. We have actually the new menu right here,
Yes.
if Scott can focus on that, and then we'll talk about the menu as well. But and you see it between us. I thought maybe we could get a close-up of it, and certainly the meals, which we want to get a close-up of in a few moments. Can you get a close-up on the menu, Scott? Is that possible? There we go. And you see Eagan and Owatonna.
correct.
Which is only 5. I mean, one is 3 years old, one is 5 months old. If I have you back here in a year, there'll probably be another restaurant someplace with the Andiamo label on it.
Probably is going to be the case because right now, I think it's my time to do this. I'm not 25 years old anymore, so I got to jump on it.
You're not?
No, I look like 25.
Yeah,
but
you
I'm
look
not,
25, I would say.
So if the opportunity comes in, maybe Lulu's not going to be happy with me because, I'm going too quick, but we got to get it done, the opportunities come to us and we got to take them.
So your location in Eagan, there were 2 Italian restaurants on Lena Court, and they both failed in short period of time. What's your recipe for success? Because you came in there and literally any day of the week that I have been in there, and I've been in there almost any day of any week in these 3 years, the place is jammed. And people are lining up for takeout orders. And in the good weather, I remember we used to have good weather here occasionally.
Long time
people
ago, yeah.
sitting outside as well. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So the answer for that is, I think the attention that we put into the business, customer service, building up the base on daily basis, the attention that we put, from the whole stand to the back door in the kitchen, details, putting the fresh products on the table. I think that is get us to the different level. Then we don't want to say, the other people that were there before, But I think the key is to serve, be consistency what you're serving, and go a long way with the service too.
And value for your money.
Value for
Because
the money that you.
your
Yep.
prices are certainly reasonable prices. There's nothing that would spin anybody's head that's on this menu, and you have a great variety of things on this menu.
More than I want to have.
More than you want to have.
When I was working on the recipes, I want to have like 40 items in the menu. We got like 63. Probably 65 right now because we add the mahi by request. Customers requested because I run on a special.
I remember somebody used to bug you all the time for veal.
I remember that guy, and it's in the menu right now.
And
they were
veal is
you.
on the menu. I think it was me. I think you're right.
No, we got a veal parmigiana, we got the Andiamo veal and chicken, and the marsala, sorry.
Veal marsala.
Veal
yeah,
marsala. And my goal is to serve the best product, especially veal. It's hard to find a good veal. And
it certainly is.
A lot of places you go, it's tough. All depends how you cook it and what brand of veal you use.
When we were in Owatonna, I went back to your pasta cooker, and I was astounded. The size of this pasta cooker.
The kettle, the big pot.
The big kettle. I have no idea how much volume is contained in there, but it would seem to me you can make pasta for months in there. Or you could make human sacrifices and put them in there. It's just huge.
I've done it before. We do the sauces in there, like marinara. We do bolognese sauce and the Romano sauce in that kettle. So my goal to all the items that we cook in those pots, it lasts no more than 3 days. Because I want to have a fresh product. We do, every other day we make the sauces. Every other day. The pasta get cooked every day in the morning. All the pasta get done in the morning. Cut all the vegetables fresh every morning. You just prepare what you need for the day.
That's so important.
Very
that everything is made on the premises, everything is fresh, and everything is really supervised very carefully.
We make everything from the scratch. I believe 85% of the items that we put on the table, we make everything from the scratch.
And you have
we
a
pound the
good
chicken.
size. You have a good size bar now.
Yes,
and
especially in our Owatonna location, the bar you see.
It's not just wine, but it's drinks as well.
We got a full license, liquor license right now. We're serving the whole 9 yards right now, and
Owatonna also.
Owatonna also, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's focus on some of the things that you brought in here that are driving me crazy with the smell, if we can. Starting over on that side of the table, if we can, and the most colorful meals, I mean the most colorful looking things here, but the far side, what is that?
There is a white
maybe
fish.
Scott, we can get in, oh, what a great shot.
There is a mahi, what is a very tropical dish. We do the sauce, it's a curry sauce with roasted peppers, coconut milk, and all the ingredients. You got to put curry powders, in there. And we make risotto. Coconut risotto is, we make that every other day too, just to
I've
be
never even
fresh.
heard of coconut risotto.
Coconut risotto
Yeah.
is made with, onions and white wine and chicken base and coconut cream. You put coconut cream in there to get the flavor. And the sauce on top of that is, we call it tropical salsa. It make a lot of pineapple and a whole bunch of ingredients, cilantro, jalapeno peppers, and all that kind of stuff in there. Very flavor, a lot of flavors involved in that dish. Because you got the coconut flavor, the curry, and the pineapple. So it's very, very popular dish in the menu.
And moving on to the next plate, what have we?
That is an old-fashioned chicken parmigiana. You can get chicken parmigiana almost everywhere you go, but my goal is to make that different. Also, we top it up with marinara sauce, bruschetta on top. Bruschetta is, the tomato, basil, and onions and garlic. And we
The sauces have a very different taste than you get in a lot of other Italian restaurants that I've eaten in.
It's a very unique recipe. Ingredients, it's only 6 ingredients in that sauce. But we put fresh ingredients like fresh basil, garlic, onions, and cook everything with olive oil.
Let's take another look at the chicken Parmesan, if we can, because I want to talk about the vegetables are so colorful and really lends to sort of the feeling you have about the plate. Now, when I come in, vegetables are out. It's an Italian restaurant. I want my pasta with it. And you can do that.
You can do that because we give the choices. You can have mashed potatoes, garlic mashed potatoes. You can have green beans. You can have the vegetables, pasta with any kind of sauce you want. Marinara, bolognese, romano.
And any kind of pasta that you want.
Any kind of pasta.
Because I favor linguine, but I've seen people get it with spaghetti.
Spaghetti, they get fettuccine, they get the short noodle, the pasta, penne noodle. But I give a lot of choices to people because I think it's what the success is, because you can come in there and try different items in the same plate. No only chicken Parmigiana flavor in the plate. You can have vegetables. Even I do both vegetables and pasta. A little bit of vegetables, a little bit of pasta.
Oh, really?
So you can do that too.
I didn't even know that.
It's kind of unique thing that I do for my customers, just to go the next step.
And the final plate that we have here, which is just burgeoning with greens, and it looks like nuts. And what do we have?
That one is another unique item that we got in the menu. We call it warm tomato salad. We heat the tomatoes with the garlic balsamic vinaigrette that I make. We heat that up with the onions and the tomatoes, and we mix them up with the spinach. And we caramelize on some of those
spinach being
walnuts.
Right here,
yeah,
right?
This is the spinach. And the walnuts, we cook those. We bake those walnuts. And
How much for one leaf of spinach?
There is about 5 cents. So, and the goat cheese goes very well with the balsamic vinaigrette.
Now, how did you get into cooking?
Well, I never thought I was gonna do this, but I guess when you make your mind what you want to learn to, and you start doing it and you like it, and I got a lot of passion for cooking.
Well, you certainly do.
And I do a lot of the cooking, but when you teaching and coaching people like I did in the past, get more into the habit, like inventing things. I can make any recipe in 5 minutes.
But you didn't start out as a cook.
No.
So let's go back as to what led you into cooking.
My first job, there was prepping, cutting vegetables, and there was back in California, in San Francisco. And after I was a prep cook, they threw me in making pizzas. I don't even know what pizza was at that time. Never see a pizza in my life. And my boss in California, he told me, you're not making all the pizza by yourself. By end of the week, there was a Monday, I'm gonna send you back to LA. So I was, and at that time, you're making all the pizza by hand. There were no rollers or anything like that. You're making everything by hand. I was doing 90 to 120 pizzas a day by myself. And I cooked for about...
I guess we could be funny and say that's a lot of dough, but...
Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot of pizzas. After I was a pizza guy, they throw me in the line, like doing satay and pastas, and they pull me out of the kitchen and they throw me basing tables. That was 30 years ago. I bought table for about 6 months, and they sent me over here to open a franchise, and I'm still here. Never went back.
So really, along the way, you learned all the elements necessary to run a restaurant.
I've been doing everything, from dishes to busing tables. To
And maybe that's the answer of why, when some places fail, Andiamo has been so successful, because you have your thumb really on every aspect of the restaurant business.
From ordering to cooking to scheduling people to see the mats are fine in the front door. I do everything. I can walk in the restaurant and I can see what's wrong right away.
And if I look at the menu here, I notice that you also do have pizzas. If people just want pizza, they can get pizza.
We got 6 different pizzas. Also some different, we got pear pizza with raspberry honey on top. Very different pizza. But we do sell a lot of pizza, especially for happy hour. We had a happy hour every day from 3 to 6. And we do sell 40 to 50 pizzas in an hour and a half every Friday. Like right now, they got to be busy selling happy hour pizzas, appetizer for half price. We do seafood mushroom stuffing. We sell a lot of that. We have artichoke dip. I don't know, you had that before in our place. A lot of different items that you cannot get in too many places.
And my is not the only fish that you feature.
We
also
have a few different. We got walleye. We have and we cook in different way too. We call them Parmigiana walleye. We have a salmon, and also we have a shrimp available. On top of that,
some of the shrimp dishes are really, really outstanding as well.
The shrimp arrabbiata is my favorite.
And chicken also.
Yes, we have 4, 5 different chicken, marsala, parmigiana, where we join here, and we got a chicken andiamo, what you probably had before. But I know your favorite is veal parmigiana.
That is my favorite. But although recently I've had chicken parmesan a few times, and
I have some meat items in there, beef. We got the cantadina, what is a kind of special dish that I came up with. I make balsamic and burgundy wine sauce with rosemary and garlic, and we wrap it up with bacon. And that also comes, with vegetables or pasta or any of your choice. We got a filetto cacciatore, what is the same thing as beef cacciatore. Very authentic dish that we made the sauce and we put the beef on there, and also they come with mashed potatoes.
And I guess that's why people keep flocking to the place. Now, I've seen also a lot of people will call in and pick up, myself included, if, it's a night where you don't want to go to the restaurant for whatever reason, but you're also doing catering now.
We do, going back to to-go. I built the to-go big time because we got a curbside now. You don't need to get out of your car, and you can pick out your food from the the door in the back. And we do a lot of catering also, more and more, especially for graduation parties. We do rehearsal dinners a lot. We do weddings. We do whatever.
Last spring, of course, we do once a year, we have a party for our volunteers. And Scott, maybe we can focus on those dishes again. And it was catered by Andiamo. And the staff really had a great time with it. All the volunteers who come in here, who do this without pay, and really for just their own generosity and or to help themselves in school, one way or the other, and it was excellent. And where do your ideas come from to expand the various dishes, the recipes, the menu?
The ideas, they come in from when you relaxing at home. When you're taking a shower, you start thinking, what what kind of special I'm gonna run next month. And now I'm thinking about the specials. I'm a little late because tomorrow I gotta come up with different specials. So when I'm in the kitchen prepping food, and when you come up with the recipes, you gotta use what you have on hand. So my idea is to use what I got in the restaurant already, and not pile up so much articles in the shelf, you know, and
It's just a turnover, constant turnover.
and not use the same ingredient, but mix them up. Mix them up, like the vegetables. We go with the same kind of vegetable because customers, if you mix them up with broccoli or other things, they say, what are the other vegetables they used to have before? So the idea is, whenever I'm looking, sometimes I'm thinking like that. I say, what are you thinking? I say, I'm making a recipe. And I can make a recipe in 5 minutes. And I can invent the name on it because, you know.
And then you try it out if people like it.
Sometimes, you know, if I know that you're coming in, I can make a special. I said, try this. What do you think? I get a lot of feedback from customers that, and fortunately, I know probably 50 to 70% of the customers that come into our place, is including my wife. She's in the front a lot, and I think she knows probably pretty good amount, 40-50% of my customers.
Which is hard to do these days because you have so many people coming to the Andiamo restaurants.
We serve like 2,000 guests every week, and probably we know pretty good amount of those customers that walking into that door every week.
So how are you enjoying this winter?
I'm not enjoying it at all.
You know,
and I don't think I'm alone in this. Wherever you go,
this is the worst winter I ever remember in Minnesota. It's certainly, you know, take me back to Puerto Vallarta, please.
It's what I'm trying to figure it out, how we can get out of here. But guess what? 3 more weeks, we're going to be in the spring.
Well, at least the calendar is going to be in spring.
It is, it's getting too long.
I think that we're going to have this snow until
May.
Until May, I would say. You're
think
probably
so too,
right.
because it's too cold. We got too much snow to go away. It's not fun.
We've been talking with Ramon Ruiz. It's his 3rd visit here, and we'll keep having him back as long as he can put up with us.
My pleasure.
Andiamo restaurants, Owatonna and Eagan, and we certainly highly recommend them on a personal level. You can also find them on Facebook. You can find them on Twitter. You can find them on their own Andiamo.com.
Yes.
And I don't even know what else you have on here. But it's a treat. And having you here is a treat, and thank you.
Thank you very
Ramon
much, Alan.
Ruiz.